Edwards. They are advancing to the Western Conference Finals for the first time in 20 years.
Oh, it's on, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah, baby.
Welcome in, everybody. Timberwolves win 105-90. Was that the final score, I think? Yeah, 105-90. If you're new here, like the stream, subscribe to the stream. We try to do this after every game, but we don't do it after every game. We win. That's good. Winning a game that you needed to win. I was certain that this game or the next game we would lose somehow, some way, after winning that intense game against the Nuggets the other night. But we win. And unfortunately, it looks like at the moment, it looks like Memphis is going to beat the Heat, which means that we will still be tied with Memphis in the standings. But I don't know if it was a wire-to-wire victory. I don't think it was because we technically were behind by like 7 or 5 or something in the beginning. But we'll take it. A pretty good game. What do you think about this game?
Handled business like we stood on business. We needed this win just to kind of stay afloat in the top of the West, and we took care of it. I think it was like a sluggish start. We had like a Randall 3 and a bunch of missed shots afterwards. Edwards kind of missed a couple free throws, and then he got going. And he was super efficient tonight, and it was wonderful to see. Even after like he rolled his ankle on that crazy shot, like that ankle turn on the coach, I guess. He came back after halftime and didn't really miss a step. But we were the veteran team. We are the stronger team, the better team. We took care of business. Not much to really report on. The craziest thing is we didn't let Brooklyn at all. We didn't let up on Brooklyn at all. I feel like we let them hit the free throw line 3 or 4 times, and that's it. And even though we had a couple bad turnovers here and there, we didn't really relinquish anything. It feels like a wire-to-wire victory. So
yeah. There was really not many moments of being worried. I was maybe slightly worried when we were down to 7-3 or whatever, just because it was man, we're just letting them get hot again early. Not that anybody was super hot, but it was just another one of those typical Timberwolves things where it's we're really gonna let them get confidence early and then have to fight back later. Can we please not do this always? But that was quickly squashed. Only other time I think I was really worried was beginning of the fourth. It was 77-71, and it was I do not want this to become a close game on the road. But we had really good performances from a lot of players. Rudy, again, just another super solid. I mean, Rudy's been playing fantastic over the last, honestly, 2 weeks. Ant was good tonight. You had more Nickeil Alexander-Walker. You did get Nas and Dante back. Didn't feel him a ton. Nas was okay, but Dante was a little bit more of a struggle tonight. However, that's mainly offensively. Defensively, he was good. But looking at the Nets roster, you didn't have any D'Angelo Russell game. He had 0 points on 0-6 shooting, and he was benched after 12 minutes. That's incredible. Their best player tonight, the player that scored the most points for them was Nick Claxton, who I feel like he's always kind of had a little bit of an edge towards probably Rudy, because they've in the past been defensive player of the year candidates together. So I think he plays with a little extra oomph against him, which, by the way, they ran some action for him early on where it was whoa, this was a fantastic play to get the lob to him. But really, there's nothing notable. I had a bunch of tweets that I was getting ready to. I had drafts of tweets with random players from the Nets that I've never heard of, being okay, well, of course, this is Maxwell Lewis's night, or of course, this is Timmy's night, or whatever.
Oh man, did you go to some random casino parking lot and bet all the overs?
I actually didn't. I didn't want to tell anybody before to reverse jinx my reverse jinx. But I did not, because honestly, I was looking at, I said it last game. I was I'm just going to go to the casino and bet on Brooklyn, because it just seems like a game that we would lose. But the more I thought about it last night, I was just like, this just is like, we're gonna win this game. There's no way we lose this game. And I was like, even if Brooklyn gets close, they just have no incentive to really win right now. And they really just don't have any guys. I mean, like, sure, Timmy could have gone crazy, but it's just a little different. So I don't know. It worked out, me skipping the casino. So maybe I'll have to go before the 76ers game. Honestly, that one I'm probably more worried about than this one, but they need to lose. Have so much incentive to lose. So we'll see. But
Yeah. I was wrong. It wasn't a wire-to-wire victory, even though it felt like it.
Yeah, it was very close.
Like 7-3 was the
Yeah.
score, and then we flipped on a switch, I guess. Gobert had a couple dunks and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. All right, so like long story short, we took care of business. This stream is going to be short, I think. Not much to report on this game. Why did D'Lo play?
Yeah.
For the lulls, really. I didn't know a single person on that team, and you know, the last time we did something like that was against like Indiana, and we lost, right? So,
Yeah.
I was actually kind of worried about tonight's game, and I'm just happy that we just like, yeah,
Professional. It was a professional game. We
yeah,
took care of business. So
suit and tie.
suit and tie.
Yeah, let's gear up for the next schedule here. Like what's remaining here for the strength of schedule here. Like they're talking about
Well,
Philly. We're talking about teams that we could probably easily beat.
yep. We should
We
definitely
had
be
our
able to
best
beat.
month of March, I guess, in team history, which is kind of
Yeah,
unfathomable after losses
apparently
against like Indiana,
I know it seems impossible because we're
yeah,
I think we were 11-3 or something like that.
which is crazy. Just like, yeah, right.
Which I'm like 11 wins in a month. I mean, that doesn't sound bad. It just also doesn't sound like amazing. But I guess it is like almost half the days in the. I mean, like almost half the days in the month. But weird.
Cameron, like pulse check right now. Like, how are you feeling? Like, we were pretty nervous. I wouldn't say like overconfident last year, but we were nervous and confident about like our position in the West.
Yeah.
Top seeded potential. We ended up getting the third seed, but we were like every game mattered, and we ended up being like the same win percentage as three teams. And we ended up with Phoenix, and we were stressing over
Yes.
everything. We even had a playoff preview or something stupid that we did. Like what? Where are you at right now? Are you on, off, lukewarm, Luke cold, Luke Walton? What are you at?
Luke Walton. Honestly, I might be Luke Walton. No, I'm all over the place. There's certain days, like if I was writing a daily diary, a couple days ago, I was like, I don't know if I care who we play against in the playoffs. I feel pretty good. And then there's other days where I'm like, I might worry about everybody that we play in the playoffs. I don't know. I'd like to believe that this team is capable of showing up in the playoffs like we did last year, and surprising some people. And also, we just know that our team plays harder for games that matter. So, as all teams do, but we really take it to another level when it's a good game that means something to us. We had initially kind of said, "Oh, you know what? I might be worried about the Lakers." And maybe solely the Lakers instead of anybody else. I mean, I guess Golden State, but I guess it's possible we could be the 4 and the 5 with Golden State, because if both of us win out, that's a very likely possibility. I don't know. Right now, I think the problem is that Denver losing the other night against the Spurs is throwing a wrench in all the things that I thought I knew, because I was pretty confident that Denver would keep the 3 seed. And they're already gone. They're already in the 4 seed because they lost.
It's a half game.
It is a half game, but they were semi comfortably before we beat them and the Spurs beat them in the 3rd seed.
Yeah.
Now they may still, I don't know what their schedule looks like. They may still be okay. I would just feel a lot more comfortable if the Nuggets are the 3 seed and the Lakers are the 4 and the 5, or 4 or the 5, rather than us going up against the Lakers. But at the same time, I mean, I'm just yapping like crazy here, but it would be kind of fun to see us play against the Lakers, and especially it'd be fun to beat the Lakers. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm all over the place. I'm in between.
So basically, you're Luke Walton.
Exactly. You were spot on.
Gerald was all over the place last year and had like I mean, he mentioned it in chat. I'm not gonna like get over that or like talk about what he said exactly. But I was feeling pretty stressed, but at a confidence level that was probably a little bit too optimistic. I was feeling really good about this Phoenix series. I was feeling really good about like our chances against Denver. I even did like a pick'em,
Oh yeah.
tournament seating, and I had us against Dallas. I nailed it. I nailed it.
Yeah.
And this year there's been too many variables for me to really feel like
I know.
overconfident or feel like we're gonna like shit the bed. I think we're going to be in prime position for another run. And I think what we're doing right now is you're watching it right now. We are finding Gobert. We are
Mhm.
using Point Julius um to a high clip. And like right now, at least tonight is not the best example, but like the Denver game, Sac game, or Detroit game, rather. And this game to an extent, like Julius Randle at point guard position at like point forward is pretty potent.
Yep.
And his passes might be pretty crisp, might be over crisp. Um, but it's there. And I feel like that is such a weapon that a lot of teams don't have. There's the Lakers, there's like a couple other teams. We are one of them. And I think that weapon is going to be exploited in the playoffs. They're doubling it, and we're still finding efficiency and efficient ways of getting Ant the ball back.
Mhm.
And we're starting to
Yeah.
see like Mike Conley get back into his true form. Yeah, maybe we missed Dante DiVincenzo tonight, but not really. As long as he finds himself,
Mhm.
as he was like popping off prior to
Yes.
his like suspension. So
Yeah. That's
um,
to your point about variables. It's such a perfect. It like triggered my brain. It's the Dante variable. It's the Julius Randle or like variable. The Nas variable. If Jalen Clark is playable, Nikhil Alexander Walker goes ups and downs. Like sometimes, like right now, he's in a very high. We just have so many of them. Where last year it was a little bit more simple since Cat was just one player. Cat mentioned. Cat was just one player, and it's Julius and Dante trying to make up for that. So of course, like if Dante's on and Nikhil is on, and then Ant is normal playoff Ant, I'm feeling fantastic, and I am on cloud nine thinking we're going to the finals. Because like if we have all those pieces hitting, or even just like 75% of them hitting, like you could have a bad Nas Reed game as long as Nikhil and Dante are playing well. It's just that there's so many of the variables instead of it's just Cat or Ant, and like we got to see what happens.
Cat mentioned.
So a Cat mentioned twice. But yeah, so it's that's what scares me, but it also excites me at the same time, which is why I'm all Luke Walton. So
Yeah, I mean, actually, with all the variables, there's like some that's a weapon actually
yeah.
against teams. Like, hey, you can trap and double and triple Ant all you want.
Mhm.
Jaden will pop off for 26 against Denver. Like Gobert will score 21 points like he can on any
Yeah.
given Sunday.
Yep.
And Conley will give us meaningful minutes. Okay, then that's the bench. That's not even the bench. So it's like in a lot of
Yeah.
ways,
Yeah.
like we pick your poison. We'll have a lot of options here, and I think this season has been a lot of like uh next man up. And if someone doesn't have it
Yeah.
going, we have to really like rely and kind of find a new rhythm, and that's going to in a way that last year didn't happen. This year, we're going to find strength with different facets where we had to really rely on a couple players last year to get a bulk of our offense.
Oh
That's
yeah.
going to really be our calling card, I think, in the playoffs. Is that we're going to have a lot more options, a lot more weapons that we can pass to the
It's
double team out. I feel like we're calling for the double team, and then even in last year, like when Cat had the ball, and I remember like Cat had the ball in like weird positions, and he would get double teamed, force a double team, and pass
Mhm.
out of the double team because he could. It would open up our offense, but in ways that I think Ant is doing it in a different way. I did catch what Gerald was saying. It's not like we're not really moving a lot when Ant gets doubled. I hope that we get a top 6 seed, Cameron.
I do too. Oh
I,
yeah.
I think the top 6 seed will be like the 3 through 6 seed is a crazy like week off, no stress, just like
Yes.
high focus
Which is
on a
huge for
team,
us.
and I think it's really
Huge.
good. And I think
Yeah.
that's the sweet spot for the new NBA playoffs postseason. I don't necessarily need to be the top seed because then you're playing some random
Yeah.
team earlier, So
I totally agree. And that's one of the other variables. It's like, okay, if we're in a play-in, my opinion changes about a lot of things because then Ant is playing more games, which at the old age of 23 apparently very much affects him. So like, but when he has a week off and he can play, he's amazing. So like, if we get a week off, which it appears as if we are going to be in the top six, um, it like I feel all the confidence in the world going up against almost any team. But if it's like the 7v2 and Ant had to play both play-in games and Ant and Mike and Rudy and all the old players that we have, it's like then I start to get a little worried. Um, but I think we will be top six. And I think there's a pretty decent chance. So I have this website pulled up that has which I'm not sharing. I guess I could share it, but it's got the percentages of like what it thinks is like possible for each team to get what seed. And right now it says that the highest likelihood for our seeding is the 5 seed at 24%. Next likely is the 6 seed at 22%, and then a tie for 4th and 7th at 18%. So we've got we've got a huge percentage chance to finish 4, 5, or 6. So yeah, Solidus, Cam, you need to root for the Lakers tonight if you want the Wolves to get the 5 seed. Oh, I don't necessarily want us to get the 5 seed. I'm pretty comfortable with the 6 seed, to be honest with you. And that's where I think I want the Warriors to win tonight because I want the Lakers to be more in that 4-5 territory, and I want us to be more in that 3-6 territory. And to go back to what you were saying, Ashwin, a couple games ago, is like, would I rather be in the 2-7-3-6 bracket or the 1-8-4-5 bracket? Probably the 2-7-3-6 bracket. So it's like, I mean, this is only for fans to do. Of course, the team should not be probably doing any of these mental gymnastics. But that's just kind of my thought process. But even the problem is that even if the Warriors win, that doesn't like guarantee that we don't play them, because if we continue to win, then we could be in the 4-5 with the Lakers. So it's just there's tonight, as long as somebody loses, I guess it's good. Like, it would be fun, I guess, to have the Warriors lose so that we are in the 5 seed. And then I guess to make it, people in chat might be saying this, but if the Lakers win tonight, then they move up in the standings, and if we keep winning, then we move up, then we're in the 4-5, and then the Lakers are in the 3-6. It's just, I mean, this is just so stupid to do.
Oh my God, thank you so much for breaking it down.
Yeah,
providing the clarity we need.
Yeah, but it's just, I don't know. We just need a team to lose, and I'll be happy. No ties tonight.
Our team to lose. Hopefully, it's not us. Gerald with a question: How do you guys, so both of us, feel about Randall how Randall's going to do in the playoffs? Would it be insane if he had his first good playoffs for us? Man, I hope so. Gerald, I hope so too. Oh my gosh,
I think he has a good chance to have his good first playoffs with us, because some of his other teams that he's been on, he's not like the guy, and he's not the guy with us, but he was more of the guy when he was on his other teams. So like, we've got options. He can be a little bit more of like a triple double threat rather than like a, hey, go and score 30 for us kind of a deal. So that could be better, because he doesn't have to rely so much on his shot. And I feel like the way that Finch uses him, I mean, Finch just loves these like semi kind of like bigs, like think of Kyle Anderson, now Julius. It's like the guys that can ball handle, they can pass, they can do everything kind of. He just loves using them for everything. So I think it could end up being a good fit for Julius here in the playoffs. Of course, we don't know until we see. But it is a little concerning to have like Julius and Rudy on the same team, who are both kind of known as like not playoff performers. But again, it's just different because also Rudy, when he was playing in the playoffs, especially, I mean, for Utah, he was getting exposed because it was like him and Donovan Mitchell. They were the two, and here he's never been like our number 2 option. So it's different. We're really relying on him for defense. But now we're getting to understand the lob game with him. And I don't know that this last stretch of games, this last like stretch of 6 or 7 games from him where he's getting like 20-20 every night is repeatable in the playoffs. But But if it is, it's super dangerous for people. Yeah.
I mean, we were talking about variables earlier. The biggest wild card for me is Julius Randle. He's been replacing a lot of parts as he's been transitioning to other teams, right? The trade to New Orleans, the trade to New York, basically replacing, supplanting Carmelo Anthony. Coming here, basically, traded for he who shall not be named. Like, he comes in though with someone who wants him, right? In Finch, and he comes in with like a brand new system, new identity, and he needs to recreate himself. My 2 cents on this question is like, or my thoughts on this is that I'm not worried, but I just feel like there might be costly possessions that we'll call back to, and we will scapegoat one specific person. And I don't see a whole lot of other players than like a Julius Randle right now in the postseason that will cough up the ball or make not boneheaded plays, but maybe force an action. But I do think that his penetration and like his ability to just like bullet pass out is going to be a weapon. And I think despite that we might see a few turnovers here and there, late game situations, he might not be the person with the ball. So like that might necessarily be a problem. So
well, Finch has drawn up every buzzer beater for him.
Maybe just to try things. Really, I think these are also just trying.
I
things.
agree with that. I do.
Like the game was tied, right? So like there is no losing in that possession. It's like just trying something.
Totally.
But
yeah. Good question, Gerald. You want to jump into the tier list?
Yeah, Grizzlies won apparently. John Morant winner.
Yeah, they did.
And there's that game tonight, the Warriors and Lakers. Like what a crazy game.
That'll be a fun one to watch, and
maybe we'll get done with this quickly.
We probably will. All right. Tier list time. I know we've talked about adding, and we had some comments on the last video. I appreciate everybody that leaves comments after the live is over, especially nice ones, because typically the only people that leave comments afterwards are bad ones. But at some point, we are going to add a tier between nice and cash. We've talked about it before. We need it, but we're not going to do it tonight because we're kind of flying through. Since it was just kind of a mundane game, I guess. But A1, unforgettably good game. Glenn Taylor, unforgettably bad game. Shout out to the thumbnail of the video today. Glenn looking like, what did the person say in chat? I can't remember. I have to find it. Oh, I can't. Oh yeah, here. He looks like that UFO comet suicide cult guy. Glenn Taylor. The but meh is like you were fine, either unnoticed or you didn't do anything really wrong. And then old is dynamic; it moves up and down. And I honestly have no idea where that's going to be tonight. Now we did get one specific request, I believe, from FJD to do Luka Garza. He was 1 for 1. He hit one free throw and had a layup and a rebound. We'll put him in nice.
Let's go.
There we go. But I don't feel like doing Bones. I don't feel like doing Leonard Miller, Josh Minot, Dillingham.
Because we don't even have a Bones Highland in there.
Do we not? Oh yeah. Shoot. Well, it doesn't seem like he's going to play for us much. I was expecting him to play a little bit more for some reason, but he's an emergency backup.
That was really funny. The Grady commentary about Drew Timmy and Luka Garza. That's way too much.
Aura on the court.
Aura. And then they had like a close up of Drew Timmy looking like backwards. It was pretty funny. Our bench usually is a huge weapon. Still is to this day. Maybe different players kind of produce, and that's like the point of our bench right now is like any given day, one person or two people or all of them will pop off. Dante DiVincenzo, welcome back after your suspension. Thank you so much for protecting our dudes. Huge block, but that's all I remember seeing from him. Over 6
he had some good defense,
and I think his defense prowess is like really just like it really gets me going. With 2 points, I still feel like with a dud performance from offense, I still think this is like a nice or a meh, honestly.
I'm kind of in meh. I'm with you. I recognize the defense and I recognize the rim protection. But he was 1 of 9, and who's somebody who's kind of primarily known as like a shooter. I feel like Meh is fine. And
Do we need
again,
an
Meh's not
do we
really
need
that
an
bad.
S tier?
He was asked. Well, Love, you always are hating people. You always are advocating for us to go lower, which is good. We need people because we have people that are on the other side too. Butterfly's telling us to put everyone in A1, and you're telling us to put everyone in S, so it keeps
You know,
us
the yin
humble.
and the yang,
Yeah, exactly. This is perfect.
the butterfly and the
Um,
love.
but yeah.
He's the
Um,
king of rimming. All right.
oh gosh. Yeah. We can
We have
have
an old and
old
an old
and
ass.
old
Wow. Charlie
asses.
Barley, get up.
uh,
All right, moving on. Naz Reid, 13 points. Naz Reid indeed. Hit 1 3. And I didn't really feel his impact outside of that,
I
but
didn't
you can tell
either.
me.
I feel like it's like I know this is like unfair to have him in the same tier, but I feel like it's a meh. It just wasn't really there for me. Again, though, what I will say is he's from the eye test without caring about buckets that have gone in or whatever. He looks better than he did in like because he had a funk a couple weeks ago where I was kind of commenting on it and saying that he just doesn't look right, even when he would have some games where he's scoring like 20 points. It just wasn't like comfortable. He looks really comfortable out there to me right now. So I'm excited to see Nas have a really good game, whether it's Saturday or next week or something like that. I feel like he's due for a really, really good game, like a 25, 30-point game. I'm calling it now. But I think he's just meh. So
I really feel like we played like last night, like the way that Denver did, we would have
mhm.
relied on Dante and Naz Reid more. And I think they would have like tripled or quadrupled their production, honestly, as a unit. I think tonight we had other hot hands. So like they weren't as needed, and we were just trying to find them when we had leads, really, honestly. So
Yep.
uh Nikhil Alexander Walker, 28 minutes, 13 points, 5 assists, 3 block shots. Holy yeah, this guy.
He's awesome. I love
Yeah, we protect him at all costs. We gotta keep him. Like there's
we
no
have
way
to keep him. I
there's no
know.
way we let him go.
It's the same thing. We talked about how like you can't separate Ant and Jaden because their friendship is like too strong or whatever. Um, you can't separate Na and Ant either because they have a really tight friendship too. And Na is just too valuable to lose. He's just I don't know what his contract looks like next year. But I feel like you have to figure out a way to make it work. I don't know how that happens, but he's just as a seventh man, and like basically one of your main backups for like guard,
Yeah.
or if somebody were to go down. The only thing you have to think of is like Mike's going to be a year older next year, and maybe he plays just as good as he's played this year. I mean, not that he's been fantastic this year, but like he's had not a great year until recently, but like it's been okay. I think that this, we just need him. We need him. I don't know how. Figure it out a way. Figure it out, Tim. I don't care what you have to do. But
Cameron,
for tonight's game, yeah, go ahead.
what's older than being old?
What's older than being old?
Ice old.
Oh God.
All right, all right, all right. I don't know. We're moving on.
We didn't even put him in a grade. I think
Exactly.
we'll put him in. I think he's nice tonight.
Right on. Let's
I
put him.
mean he's top of
Put
nice.
him where he
But like
belongs.
again, this is a night where if we had something in between nice and cash, I'd probably be willing to put him there. But we're not doing that tonight. We don't have time. I'm executive rule. Who's next?
Old tier, Mike Conley, 24 minutes, 6 points, 6 assists, 2 turnovers, a elbow to the jaw of someone who I forgot.
Their whole team.
Wow. Coming in hot there, Mike Conley. But I think he stays old for tonight.
He definitely is old, and maybe it just stays where it is.
I think so.
Yeah, because I think it was probably like a meh-ish night. Still hitting some threes. I love to see him hit some threes. That feels great to me. Mike, nice. Ooh, maybe we weren't paying
Mike
attention
goes
enough
up,
to
Mike goes
Mike.
up.
Oh, Mike goes up.
We
Okay,
have the power to be influenced.
we do have the power to be influenced. This is democracy here.
Like
He's
how much
higher
higher?
than meh.
So high?
I don't think it's that much higher than meh though, because again, we need to change the wording because meh does not mean pretty bad.
Dude,
Meh means like you were good, you were fine.
I've never liked
Um,
Meh as a tier.
I like it because there's some people that you just don't care about, and you want to just chuck them in there with no reason. um, but,
But we care about
um,
every single player on our team.
yeah, we do sometimes.
Like,
Um,
if we were talking about every team in the NBA, I would hope that there would be a Meh tier or do not care tier or please let's move on tier.
yeah.
Like, right.
Okay, fine. He's above meh.
He's above Meh.
Yeah.
And actually, honestly, change Meh to like, we care about you, bud. The tier list.
We care about you.
Like for one night only, you know? Let me have this
Yep.
dance.
There we go. I like it. Perfect.
Jade McDaniels, 33 minutes, 8 points, 2 block shots, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, a dunk, and a slap to the backboard.
Yeah, he needs to
OT,
stop
OT
that.
given.
But then they gave him a T the other night for not even hanging on the rim. Like, it makes no sense. Drives me crazy.
He just wants consistency. So he's testing the refs every night.
Yeah.
I just love that he's not getting into foul trouble anymore. He's not like a detriment to our team where we need players like Slow Mo. You know what I mean? Like we can reliably keep him out there. I don't know if he's like falling back in production, but I really like how we go to him often or we try to. But just tonight didn't feel like we cared about that. So, anyways.
Butterfly has turned heel, or heel turned, or whatever you say. She's telling people to not like the stream because we aren't putting him high enough. But yes. I'm sorry. Where did you say to put him?
I didn't put him anywhere. I was going to give you the floor.
Glenn Taylor.
Whoa.
No, he was fine tonight. I don't know. His defense was pretty good tonight.
Vishnu, destroyer of worlds. That's my world.
I think,
Alrighty. Jaden was nice.
Is it nice? I don't know. I'm like in between Met and nice.
Well, there's only one other tier.
Well,
Do we need more tiers, Cameron?
We do need more tiers. But I don't know. He's not old.
I think we care about him, bud.
You think we care about him?
It's also somewhat passive aggressive. You know what I mean?
It is a little passive aggressive. Okay, fine. I'll put him in. We care about you, bud. But Butterfly, this was not my doing. Okay.
Julius Randle has 420 Sports. 420 Sports says this is such a slap in the face of Mike Conley. Oh man,
yeah, we've got some opinions tonight.
And it's a tomato. Is that a tomato?
Oh my gosh, we're getting tomatoes thrown at us.
Oh my god!
On a live
Renaissance
stream.
Fair Festival, like our heads are in the hole. Julius Randle, 4 for 11 from the floor, 3 for 8 from 3, 8 rebounds, 11 points, 4 turnovers. Very sloppy game from Julius Randle, I must say.
Yeah,
but I don't know if it mattered all that much. I think it's okay to be like it's not okay to be not at your A game at all times, but like it's okay to try things here and there. I think he was just a little bit too open with his playmaking, and I do think really quick, Cameron, the sharp passes are awesome. But do you remember how Rubio would do bounce passes and like Kevin Love would do like nice soft passes that get people in their spots? Of course, Kevin Love had no one to shoot around him. But it's like the bullet pass makes your hands like not shot ready. Like they have to kind of rebound, they recoil from the pass, and then if you get shot ready, I think what a stupid comment from me. But I'm just like,
no, that's true. Because there was multiple times where Nas gets it and he has to like readjust his shot to get it ready after he gets it from Randall. So you are right.
I just think that might bite us in the butt here in a little bit, but I just love the playmaking aspect of him. I think it's such a cool tool, a unique aspect of our team, and brings drama. So I'm going to say I didn't care this much about this game from him, but he was essential in last night, and I still am on the high of that Denver game. So
Yeah.
there might be a little bit of bias or tearflation from last night's game or last game.
So you're putting him in nice?
I mean, probably not. We care about him, bud. We care about him.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say no. I don't think I'm putting him in nice. I think honestly, I hate to say this, Butterfly, but every time you put a grade in, it's always one above wherever I initially thought that I was gonna put them. And Butterfly had him at nice, so I think that makes sense that we put him in. We care about you, bud. Yeah, I think this. It's weird because he is essential, and like what he does is important, even when he has a not such amazing game. I mean, this wasn't even that like bad. It's just again, he was fine. He was fine tonight. We should really change meh to fine. I don't know, something like
Yeah, he's fine.
that.
Okay, I like that, but I like that we care about you, bud. It's a very
Nick Anderson disagrees. I'm starting to think you guys are drunk tonight.
Oh shoot!
I don't, because I know I'm not drunk. Rounding
I don't know
up
how
for
to
the
feel.
win. I don't feel like I need to round up for nice on this one. I thought he was fine tonight, but he was not nice. Nice is like notable, I feel like.
Rounding up to old, Julius Randle. I guess is Julius Randle old?
He's not old. He was fine. Fine is better than Matt. Well, exactly. And that's why fine, I think fine is more of what I
You
was.
must go deeper.
Yes.
This matters.
This does matter. I mean, look, we've got the most engagement we've had all night. He is in his 30s.
30s.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
so old. I'm so much older than that.
Yeah, watching, by the way, they had the Wolves social media put out a like some kind of they're asking him questions as they walk into the game or the players, and they were like, "Oh, what's an old like how old do you have to be considered old?" And everybody on the team is like, 2008, like born in 2008, or like born in 2001. And I'm like, oh gosh, this is terrifying. They think we're old, and I think that I'm the same age as Anthony Edwards. So, uh,
Well, I'm the same age
anyways,
as LeBron James. That makes me sad every day. So
you guys share
um,
everything together.
yeah, we do everything together. We're the
Yeah,
same person.
you
I am
are.
LeBron. Oh my
You
god.
are.
No, get
We,
that out of my head. Um, not the player of the night, but I kind of loved what Anthony Edwards did tonight. Anthony Edwards, 32 minutes flat, 10 for 15 from the floor, pure efficiency, 5 for 10 from 3, 28 points, 3 assists, a block shot, 2 steals. He kind of did it all. He missed
that
his
is a
first 2
lot.
free throws and then all gas. I wish he was more aggressive towards getting in the rim, but in a lot of ways, I'm okay with him kind of taking that night off, like this night off, after being very like he was probably still recovering from that Denver game. So
Yeah. I think I'm in nice tier for him tonight. I know the stats look way better. And to be honest, I mean, he did persevere through the ankle injury, which, of course, at the moment, he's just the king of making every injury seem like it's going to be season ending or career ending. And then he comes back 5 minutes later and he's no limp, no anything. Guys, the amount of times that Ant has done something like this is you could count it on your fingers 7,000 times because he does this
a lot of
every
fingers.
all the time. Like there was that one game where actually I think it was the fans started getting mad at him where he like landed on his hip or whatever and he was down forever. He got like it was like a big deal and they thought it was going to be huge. And then he just comes back in the game and fans were like booing because they're like, how could you take that much time? But that's just what Ant does. So like it's impossible to judge a severity of like an Ant injury until you see him come back in 5 minutes later. It's just
So broken
come on.
bone ain't no bone.
I
It's
mean,
just ant things.
it's just Ant things. But
I
I
think
agree
Cash.
with the you think Cash.
I mean, whatever. Let's. We were tearflating last night. We had like 12 people in A1.
Give the people what they want.
I think it's Cash.
Shut up, Nick.
Wait, are you telling someone to?
Nick is making fun of me. But also, Nick said I was
Keep going, dude. Keep going.
defiantly drunk, not definitely drunk. So maybe you're drunk. But fine, he's in cash tonight. We'll give everybody what he wants, what they want.
Nick, you just gave the Nick, it's not you, it's me thing, or it's not me, it's you.
Yeah, exactly. But for the record, I would want to put him in that new tier that we haven't made and may never make in between cash and nice.
Oh, wow. Secrets, huh?
I don't think he was a cash.
I missed that meeting.
Well, we talked about it 5 minutes ago.
I was counting fingers.
You were still, I gave everybody the task of counting on their fingers 7,000 times. But now, for real, the player of the game, Rudy Gobert.
What does he do?
Yeah. Also, this thing that he does is not what I don't know what his purpose is of that, but that is like not something basketball related.
Yeah.
With the fingers, and I also don't think it's gun related. I think this is. I don't know. To me,
or a C. I don't know.
It's something inappropriate. I'll leave it at that.
Oh, it's that would be amazing if that's what it was.
All I think of when he does that. That is all I think.
But it is a pistol in his holster. It is not.
I mean, he definitely treats it as a pistol, but I don't like that celebration. I don't like
every time he does that, it's another baby coming out.
And he's gonna get away with that, and then Jaw's gonna get suspended for again, who did a gun reaction tonight in the game.
Dude, Ja Morant, man.
He's just crazy. I don't know what he's thinking, but
yeah, I don't think he is thinking.
I don't think he is anymore either. Rudy Gobert, another fantastic night. 35 minutes, 9 of 10 shooting / dunking, 21 points, 18 rebounds, 2 blocks, plus 14. Just looking great. And on top of that, everybody around him just seems to be understanding Rudy Gobert offensively now. It only took 3 years. Shooter McGavin didn't get suspended. But no, it only took 3 years for us to understand how to play with Rudy offensively, which is insane to me, but it's happening. His run lately is incredible. Yeah, super good game from Rudy. These are the kind of games, and these are the kind of opponents where I was really, especially when we first got Rudy, and just all the seasons that we've had him, I've been like, I kind of think that these are his games where he can cook, where we're going up against. See, that could be.
That's what's in my head right now. I like that.
Okay, I like that better than I was thinking. But no, Rudy. The last 7 or 8 games or whatever it's been, where he's getting 20 all the time. It's fun to watch. It's. I feel like it's a good sign for the team, and opens up the offense a decent amount. So I'll take it. Any thoughts on Rudy? Nice.
This is the best I've seen of Rudy. Both sides of the ball. I think he is peaking in the best of ways, and most prominently, I am not seeing him fumble passes. Like the Butterfinger fingers of old is now like he's washed that shit off. It's now I don't know what other thing I could say. He has like he has like Scotch Brite for hands now. He's like he's scrubbing it off and he's dunking it now. He's dunking. His first miss was like a tip in. My God, just dunk it, because he went in the next time for a dunk and was like, Rudy, you're here. You know?
Yeah.
There's moments where it's like basic Rudyisms that happen, but like they are like few and far between. He is killing it. He's rim running now, faster than I remember seeing too. He had knee problems. I don't think he has knee problems anymore. I think we rested him at the best time to like really truly give him a break and recover so that he can kind of like train up into where he 100%. Is right now. This is the best I've ever seen him look, man.
I agree. I have him in cash tonight. I have him pretty comfortably in cash tonight. It's hard not to when he's doing this.
Very interesting, because just like a little bit ago, when he was out of the rotation,
Yeah.
I don't know if we were like saying these words, but I feel like we were skirting around the topic of like, do we miss him?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. We were insinuating it at times, or um, we were definitely dancing around it. But
But you
but
see
there
how
were
like
yeah, there were a couple games, because the first couple games it was like exactly what you're talking about, where we're kind of like, this is okay. Maybe we don't need a Rudy Gobert defensive anchor kind of a deal. But then we had like 3 or 4 games in a row after that where it was like, we definitely need Rudy Gobert. Like, we cannot lose Rudy Gobert. Otherwise, it changes everything so dramatically. Um, but it was definitely a topic for sure. Rudy does the dirty work for sure.
he's having a rude
Rudisance. I like it.
Yeah. I remember saying the words, look at how our offense is now spread. Like
Yeah.
I remember seeing like the Nas, Randall, DiVincenzo, and holy crap, you're just like, this is the new, right? How foolish am I to be just like dismissing the other side of the ball, because Randall has so many moments of lapsing on defense. Nas can't really defend. He is being like overcompensated by how strong our wing defenders are, and even Nas with Gobert on the court. Gobert really makes up for a lot of lapses on defense from our 4 position. And we aren't as flexible as we were like last year, where we could have Nas and Randall and Gobert. Like I don't think we're doing that much of this year,
Yeah.
at least from my perspective. Um, I think Gobert is more than an anchor. He is reborn, as like Butterfly said, and
Mhm.
I am shocked to see the type of like offensive production that I'm seeing from him. Can this sustain? Wow, well, we've seen 5-6 games of it now, right? So it's been
Mhm.
pretty awesome. There's an attention to detail where he is in pockets, in lanes, in moments where the ball is able to be floated to him or able to be passed to him. It's not like a gamble, like where he just like throws his hand open
Yeah.
and like waves, and then like he does that for
Yes.
5 seconds for 10 possessions in a row. He doesn't get the
Yeah.
ball ever. There's like intentionality now to this like Gobert pick and roll, pick and pop. Or no pop,
Mhm.
no pop in Gobert, but mostly pick and roll.
Maybe.
I'm
I wanna see
really
the pop. Yeah.
and I'm really into it. And yet again, another weapon, another variable. You can't stop all of this. So
Yeah.
the more rep we get before the postseason,
Yep.
this is going to be a weapon in the playoffs in a way that last year it wasn't.
Mhm.
In the year that in the ways that all like tenure of Gobert in Minnesota hasn't been. We've had fucking D'Lo who couldn't pass to him. And we had Ant who couldn't pass to him. We brought in Conley, just established something, but like Conley and Gobert had like
Yeah.
not fractured, but like the rhythm wasn't completely there either.
It
And
really
so
wasn't.
like now we're seeing Randall and Gobert and Ant and
Yeah,
Gobert
even
and Conley.
ants. Exactly.
Yeah, like it had to be like slow mo was the cat whisperer, and or was the Gobert whisperer, and then Cat also would do like 1 or 2
Yeah.
passes to Gobert every
Cat
other
was,
game.
yeah, for sure. Cat was one of the best. Yeah.
I just think that if Gobert is not used on offense, we are underutilizing him. The way that he can just get 3 points because of an insane efficiency. It's just that he needs to also then trust himself and be like, go strong. And that we're seeing that. We're seeing that a lot in these last few games. I'm loving it. I would I wouldn't say A1 because nothing from this game is like memorable, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
straight up cash for sure. Best player in the night.
For sure. I totally agree. Bench tonight. I know we don't typically grade him, but I feel like we maybe should. I feel like he was nice tonight. I liked some of the things that he did differently. I mean, there were like a couple, like we said, there weren't a ton of moments where it really felt like the game was in peril for us. But I felt like his timeouts were well placed tonight, as they were the last game too. But um, also rotation wise, just made a little bit more sense. Even with the, he had 2 things that he kind of had to manage tonight, where Randall bumped knees early in the game and had to come out for a little bit, or maybe he didn't come out. I don't remember, but either way, that kind of throws a wrench in things. And obviously, being sabotaged by the Brooklyn coach, um, that throws a wrench in things. He was still able to manage minutes tonight, and nobody played more than Rudy, 35 minutes. But beyond that, it was like 33 minutes and less. So, um, I'll take that, especially the night after everybody played 50 minutes, 5-0, in an overtime game, and just took care of business. I feel like this was a pretty decent Finch game, so I'll take it.
Right on. I want to move on. I want to get done with this stream. I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. What's our next kind of show? It's against Philly.
It's against Philly. Another earlier game, even earlier than this one. It's 6:00 Central.
Oh.
So that's on Saturday. 4 p.m. for us, Ashwin. I think I'm available. I'm not 1,000% sure. And honestly, if it's like an unremarkable game, I'm not 100% sure about a stream. Just because I do have
Saturday.
I have my modeling on Saturday, but it's pretty late, so I don't have to worry about it probably intersecting. But I probably have to do a shorter show. We'll see. But that Saturday, again, that game should be a win. It should be a nothing game. It should be a game where we're up by 20 at halftime, and we're even seeing like Dillingham and stuff like that. Now, will the Timberwolves allow us to do that? Will Finch allow that to happen? Who knows?
Will Quentin Grimes allow that to happen?
Quentin Grimes will probably not allow that to happen. But again, that's the other thing I wanted to check real quick is Tankathon, because I wanted to see if they have locked up being top 6 in the lottery. Because if they're top 6, then they're good. They haven't yet locked in top 6, but they want to be as bad as possible. They've lost 10 in a row. We have to win. Wow. And the teams that have been beating them have been like trouncing them. So it needs to happen. We need to lose this or win to get this game. Brooklyn's only 2 games behind them. That's ahead of them in the standings. So they need that. So yeah, but it is a home game for them, so maybe they play hard for that and then lose out for the rest of the season or something. Either way, Timberwolves have to come prepared. After that, next week we've got the Bucks at the Bucks, Memphis at Memphis, and then the Nets again at home on Friday.
Wow, that's amazing.
So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games left. We should, out of these 5 games, it's 76ers, Bucks, Memphis, Nets, Jazz. 3 of those games should be absolute wins. Like if you lose against the 76ers, Nets, or Jazz at this point in the season, that is seriously embarrassing and seriously concerning. And the 2 games that are, I guess, less winnable, the Memphis one is an important one. That could decide something for us on that night. If we win that game, that could clinch the 6th seed for us or something like that, depending on how things go for the Grizzlies going forward. And beating the Bucks would also be good. They're still going to be without Dame. However, it sounds like he's close to getting back. I don't know. But it's very possible you could go 5-0 to end the season, or I guess 7-0 to end the season, since we've won. Oh my gosh, we could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We could go 9-0 to
counting on
your
fingers again.
Yeah, well, this is the theme of the night. Yes. Ant, MJ, 2, 3, 5. I'm almost embarrassed how much I know about the tiebreakers and seeding. I'm confident we can catch Denver for the 4 seed. That is a real possibility. And as I mentioned, that website that I was talking about, it gives us an 18% chance at moving up into the 4 seed.
Wow. It's a non-zero chance.
That is way better than a non-zero chance. That's like legit. There's a real possibility. What was I going to do here? I wanted to pull up. They have another, what if? So they have this section that's called What If, and it's like, what if you win 5 of your 5 games remaining? We would have a 53% chance to be the 4 seed and a 33% chance to be the 3 seed. So if you win all 5 of these games, there's a less than 14% chance that you are out of home court advantage in the playoffs. So win out, and you give yourself a great chance. It completely flips all the stupid mental math that I was doing earlier and who's your opponents or whatever. But and who knows, that might not even be that worth it to us, because for us, we love playing on the road. We're a lot better playing on the road. But apparently. So
T. Kubler asks what percentage of what's our percentage to win 50 games, but also shout out to Mr. C, new member.
Yes,
Hard,
Mr.
apparently.
C. Thanks for becoming a member. And shout out to everybody that is a member. I know I said this last time. One, it helps you in our giveaways that we're doing. It doesn't look like we're going to get to 50 likes tonight for a giveaway live, anyways. However, we are going to have playoff tickets soon. We have jersey giveaways soon. Also, becoming a member, it's only $2.99 a month, and it supports us in being able to do the show because there are costs associated with this. Me and Ashton don't take a dime from this. We put it all back into the community and to paying for the services that we need to stream. So we appreciate anything that you guys are able to do, and we've got so many generous people that have already helped us out. So seriously appreciate it. And to answer, was it T. Kubler that asked the question? 50 wins would mean that we'd have to win out. So that would be the chance of that happening, or the chance of that happening. I think it's in my brain. I feel like you almost are guaranteed to lose one of these games. So I feel like it's probably close to like 30% or something like that chance that you win 50 games. But I don't know. Do you feel different? Do you feel more confident than me?
It's just a vibe check. Like every game is going to be that much harder. Do we win that last game on purpose? Is there going to be meaningful
Yeah.
basketball in that last game, or
That
have
too.
we already
Yeah.
sealed our fate? What are the other teams doing? Like, are they losing? Are they winning? Like, a lot of that's
Yeah.
also kind of important. But in a lot of ways, what T. Kubler said, or what Tycoon said, was basically just like win out, because that's the best we can do, and that
Yeah.
would be 50 wins, which would be an insane amount of like progress this year from a very up and down season. Basically landed around the same position as last year, so it's like kind of
Mhm.
incredible to see
Yeah.
that. And to trust in the front office to make these moves to make this team ascend. Like, are we better than last year, Cameron?
You tagged me. And that's what Jim Pete said. Jim Pete's like, this team is better.
Yeah,
And I agree. And we have said this. We do
yeah, I
agree.
did thank you.
Now I've said that this team is better than that, but I also said that we were going to win less games than last year because I mean it's too complicated to get into. But yes, I think that this team has the capability of being much better suited going into the playoffs and going deep into the playoffs because of, again, another theme of the night, the variables. We just have a lot of them. So we have more opportunities at having a good Dante game or a good Naw game, all those things. So
Appreciate you, Mr. C.
yeah,
Playtime is
appreciate it.
over, Tycoon.
Playtime is
job.
over. My goodness. Wow. We said we were going to do a short show and it's an hour. I can't believe it.
What happens when you
Except
have
I
me on?
can. Except I can believe it. Cool. Well, yeah. And then, so last thing I'll say, so this website again, it gives us a chance. If we are if we win 3 out of 5, which we should 100% win 3 of these games, we would then finish with 48 wins. It gives us the best chance. It says it would be the 6th seed. So we'd be 37% chance to be that, 25% chance to be the 7th seed, and 28% chance to be the 5 seed. So right around there. But winning 3 games almost guarantees you being in the top 6. But just win out, be the 3, be the 4 seed. Be
Win.
pretty awesome. Just win. But also don't tire yourself out because apparently you got so tired in the playoffs last year that you couldn't do anything against the Mavs.
That was
yeah.
real. That was real.
That was real. Okay.
Alrighty.
Any final thoughts? You done?
Oh, I'm done.
You're done. I'm done. I'm playing Call of Duty. Verdansk is back for anybody that follows Call of Duty. I am going to play that
Nice.
all night, even if I have to be very tired tomorrow for work. Cool. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Another
my name's
Timberwolves
Cameron. I have a
win.
job.
I'm so rich. No, but another Timberwolves win. 45. No, are we at 45 wins now? We are at 45 wins. Okay. 3 seed is still possible, as is the 6 seed. I mean, we're technically in the 5 seed right now, I think. But anyways, that's it. It's great hanging out with you all. See the ball, be the ball. Intro as the outro. We will see you guys possibly Saturday night. Peace.
I believe that the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to win the World Championship.
Edwards